Top of the third, we move on. Rich Amaral robbed to the base, hit by a leaping Derek Jeter, and yes, his #1 admirer would approve the play. Then at the bottom of the third, Ken Cloud, inside pitch, almost hits Jeter, and that would elicit this reaction from this fan.
Derek Jeter.
Bottom of the fourth, Yanks cruising 9-0. Jeter. Look out, Roy Smalley. Jeter the other way, 17th of the season, a new Yankee shortstop record, and the crowd would enjoy that. She's getting more airtime than we are. Top of the sixth, 11-0 Yankees. Andy Pettitte facing Ken Griffey Jr. Is there a better swing in baseball? Get out of town. He does it smooth. 45th of the year. He's one ahead of Greg Vaughn for third in the majors. It's 11-3. Alex Rodriguez, 2-run shot. 38th for A-Rod. So he's now 2 shy of Rico's record. But in the end, it was Jeter's team winning, and his #1 fan can go home happy. It's a terrific story, I think. 11-6 Yanks. Maybe we start something there. That's how.
Looks like a second straight win in Boston. Weebles wobble, but they won't fall down. Nomar does. Gets up uninjured and able to laugh at himself. He continued to play in the game. Third inning, Troy O'Leary facing Jack McDowell on the comeback. Over the large left wall. 2-run dong, 22 for him. Red Sox are up by a count of 5-1. And so Martinez now pitching well to Jim Edmonds. He's chopping Brock alive. Then the rains come down. A 43-minute rain delay in the 4th inning. Tarp crew coming out. There was another shorter delay. Martinez still going. Gary DeScicina, he's missing. And then Darren Erstad, he's leaving. That's more beer for us. 8 Ks in 8 innings pitched by Martinez. He wins again. And he is tied up with David Cohn of the Yanks and Tom Glavine of the Braves at 18 wins. He lowered his AL best ERA to 2.67. He's now won 5 in a row at home. Martinez said rather than a hindrance, the rain delays actually allowed him to change his pitching plan and improve as the game went along.
5-3 in the 6th. He went 2 for 4 in the game. 3-run home run, his 14th of the year. 5-3 Texas. Aaron Seeley pitched awfully well, Ray.
Yeah, Aaron's got a great breaking ball. They tried to take it away from him when he was in Boston, and here he throws the big hook, then the breaking ball, and he comes back and throws one that breaks off the table. I don't know why you'd want to take that pitch away from the young man.
Seeley struck out 7. Texas wins at 5.
ABC. Top of the first batter of the game, Tom Rivers, Todd Frazier. And Frazier, get out of town, and he means it. On the 3rd pitch of the game, take a look. That's Tatsuya Sugata, the pitcher, as Frazier snuck a bit of a peek before the pitch. Can't get away with that in the big leagues. Bottom of the 3rd, tied at 3. Tatsuda Furukawa blasts it to left center. Gives Japan a 4-3 lead, and here we go. U.S. up 5-4, top of the 4th. Casey Gaynor gets out of town, a 7-4 lead for the U.S. And the beast of the East, not the Far East, comes up with the ball. Todd Frazier's pitched in the dirt. Kenta Kamatsuzaki comes in to tie the game at 8. Top of the 6th, 8-all. Chris Cardone already with a pinch-hit home run. Goes deep again and the other way. Giving the U.S. a 10-8 lead, and he's mobbed at home by his teammates. Bottom of the 6th, U.S. up 12-9. Here's Todd Frazier pitching to Sagata. Gets him swinging, and that's it. Frazier and his teammates celebrate the Little League World Series victory. Again, New Jersey's first, and Dobbs are future trades. Bottom of the 2nd, a 1-1 game for Raul Mondesi of Al Leiter. You know, Leiter had not been giving up any home runs, then all of a sudden, back-to-back, his former Florida teammate, Bobby Bonilla, is 9th of the year, 2nd from the right-hand side, 3-1 L.A. Top of the 5th, 3-2, 2 on, 2 out for Mike Piazza, who was cheered all day in L.A., grounds it to 3rd. Bonilla races to the bag, just beats Tony Phillips there, so the Mets can't capitalize. 9th inning, Mets are still down 3-2. 1 on, the closer, Jeff Shaw, opens it up as Edgardo Alfonso gets out of town and meant it. His 12th homer of the year, and the Mets beat the Dodgers 4-3 in a thriller. To enjoy. Tonight his 5th game there. Larry Walker, though, started it off facing Mark Clark, looking like Sammy Sosa. His 19th home run. Rocks at a 1-0 lead. Here's Sammy in the top of the 2nd. Bobby Jones gets him swinging. We move on to the bottom of the 3rd. With a runner on 2nd, Clark would walk Todd Helton. Good idea. Helton's been on fire. Next batter, Kurt Abbott. And Abbott, all right, so maybe it wasn't a great idea because Abbott drills the pitch up and out. A 3-run jack, his first of the year, and the Rocks up 5-0. Top of the fourth.
Here's the payoff.
Jones gets Sammy again. Sosa goes 1 for 4 with an infield single. He struck out twice as the Cubs fall 7-3 in Colorado. Bobby.
It's 1-2 for the homers against Tom Glavine. Maybe a ball. McGuire thought so. But the rookie ump, Sam Holbrook, rings him up. Max hot. Tony La Russa comes out to argue. Now, La Russa was complimentary about this ump just the other day. This time he's tossed. La Russa's excused. McGuire's disputatious. He's also out of the game. And then he uses his strength on Rene Latchman in an attempt to get near Holbrook. Latchman would finally calm down, and McGuire escorted him off the field. They're so cute at this age. Now, judge for yourself on whether it was a ball or whether it was a strike. Ray, go ahead and make your comments here. Watch it.
Well, from this view, it certainly looks down, and I know that they call the front of the plate as a strike.
Watch
when
the
you
other
see,
angle now.
Right, and at this angle, you see it cut just below the front part of his knee. McGuire, I think, has as good an eye as anybody in baseball. He and Barry Bonds. It was a borderline pitch.
Now, the fans were throwing things on the field. Fortunately, it wasn't nuclear weapon giveaway day. Lots of stuff thrown onto the field. The game had to be held up in the second inning. It was kind of a mess, and as the game did end, Cardinal fans let Holbrook know that they're not going to forgive. They won't forget. That sign, of course, referring to the St. Louis, Kansas City World Series call, which apparently didn't go in St. Louis's way. Here's Mark McGuire.
I got a pretty damn good eye up the plate. You know, I know the difference between a strike and a ball, and I'll tip my hat to the pitcher if it's a strike and it's nasty. That's ball 4.
I saw a pitch that was about halfway between his knee and his ankle, which is down out of the strike zone.
I still think it's a strike. You know, where it crossed the plate, if you look at it from the side angle, where it crossed the plate, it was a good pitch, and that's where I had it. And, you know, I have no regrets for that.
Should I have walked away? You know, when you're in the heat of moment and you're in competition, I'm not thinking about walking away. You know, I'm a competitor, you know, and I don't like things taken away from me. I thought it was ball 4, and I let him know what I thought, period.
I asked La Russa, I said, Tony, get him out of here, get him going on his way, or I'm going to have to eject him. McGuire continued to argue. I warned him one more time, and he continued to argue again, and that's when I ejected him.
Now, what happened after that, fans getting upset and throwing things, that's wrong, okay?
I want to see him do the, you know, get the record as much as anybody else. But he's got his job to do. I've got my job to do, and Tony's got his job to do. And we all did the same thing, and unfortunately, it came down to that.
2-2 game. Keith Lockhart's on second. Jones taking it to right. Brian Jordan. He's tall. Shipper can't believe what happened. Still tied at 3 apiece. Braves a little D of their own in the 5th. 2 on, 1 out. McGuire's replacement, John Mabry. He goes to left. Ryan Klesko appears to make the catch. So the runners stay at first and second. But you look again, he didn't catch it. He trapped it. So actually the forced play is on, and it ends up being a 7-6 double play. Harry Wendelstedt making the call. Top of 6, tied at 3, 1 on. Andrew Jones taking bottom field into the vacancy. Klesko scores. Double for Jones. Braves go up 4-3 and win it by that same score. And then Sam Holbrook with the police. But St. Louis police, they weren't exactly walking him all the way out, but they made sure nothing terrible happened. As
Carlton Lower with a man on, and now there's nobody on. What do you think happened here? Barry tells you with his body language. Gone, his 28th of the year, 2-run shot. Giants at a 3-1 lead. Bottom of the 4th, Jeff Kent with a man on, and Kent smacks the ball to right, his 24th homer of the year. Another 2-run shot. Giants up 8-1. Bill Miller trying to make the spectacular catch, but he gets tangled up with a Giants fan in the front row. Supposed to be able to make that play at home, not on the road. Miller would have another chance. This one with no interference. Throws out Scott Rowland there, and the Giants win 10-3. Joe Carter 3 for 5, a double and a home run. 4 innings and no-hit baseball. Back to him in a bit, but in the top of the 5th, KC a 2-0 lead. Johnny Damon, the chopper, and Roberto Alomar, the flip. Makes the replay for the double play, rather relay on the instant replay there. Yeah, bottom of 7th. Barber hadn't allowed a hit so far. Rafael Palmeiro strikes out. 6 2/3, no hit, and there's Cal. He's been playing a lot of games in a row for a reason. The clean double to left, ending the no-hit bid for Barber, who was making just his 3rd start of the season. Next batter, B.J. Surhoff, and Barber rebounds nicely. 6 consecutive loss for the Orioles. Barber gets the win. He goes.
Got Spezio. Deep to right. Manny Ramirez has been getting it done of late with the bat. Here he is with the glove. Great catch. Top 6, though. Game tied at 5. Spezio up again. He went 3 for 5 in the game. This one to left center. Off the wall. Scores 2. And the A's go up by the score of 7-5. Bottom 6, David Bell. You talk about a swing and a miss. That's a swing and a miss. Oakland crushes Cleveland again, 11-6. Oakland now with 25 runs.
Bottom of the 5th, Astros trail 2-0. Craig Biggio at second for Bill Spires. Into the gap in left, and Al Martin, Adrian Brown falling all over each other. Biggio scores, and Spires comes all the way around the inside of the Parker, his 4th homer of the year, and we're tied at 2. Bottom 7, 3-2 Strohs. Jason Schmidt to Jeff Bagwell with Spires on 3rd. One gets away from Jason Kendall. Spires scores 4-2 Strohs. Same inning, Todd Van Poppel recently relegated to the bullpen, and now you begin to understand why. Bagwell comes home, scoring on the wild pitch. 3 wild pitches, 2 errors by the Bucks. Astros up.
Expos again. Vladimir Guerrero continues to put on a show. 35th home run of the year. 3-0 Montreal. Sterling Hitchcock had it going. Chris Widger, down he goes. Then in the 6th, Hitchcock still focused. Shane Andrews, ring him up, sit him down. Perez, down he goes, and then he freezes Widger in the 8th. Montreal wins to snap its 9-game losing streak, but Hitchcock ties a 9-inning club record with 15 strikeouts and loses. What a 9 days it's been for strikeouts, Randy. It's like the cricket stance. And it works. 13th home run of the season. They're not real happy about that in the Brewer dugout. Bottom of the 9th, Devon White bunts. Bob Wickman fields it. Fernando Vina drops it. So the bases are loaded, no outs. Matt Williams hits it to Vina, and he can't get the runner. Then throws wide at home. 2 runs coming to score, and Arizona wins the game by the final score of 4-3. Batista went 2 for 3, drove in 2. You saw his 13th home run of the year. Jeremy Burnitz went 1 for 4, also hit his 29th home run of the year in a losing cause. Young. Watch Alex Gonzalez, recently called up from the minors. Nifty effort to start the double play, but the Reds win at 7-5. The Marlins' 89th loss, the most losses ever for a defending champion.
Oh, he's been so hot. Just drills the ball to left center field, way back. He's hitting .370. Billy with 5 home runs, 22 RBI in 27 games since his recall.
Pat Mears now in the top of the 8th down the right field line. Sean Green's been red hot at the plate, and look at him make the play. Blue Jays win it. Pat Hinken's string of 183 straight starts snapped because of shoulder tendonitis, so Dave Steve steps in. His first win since 1993. He gave up 4 runs in 5 innings for the victory. Sean Green, 3 for 6 in this one. In the 2 games so far in the series, he's gone 5 for 10, 3 homers, 7 RBIs, and scored. Smith goes to right center. Smith in the game 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs. He was a homer shy of a cycle. Tampa wins this one, the first of 2, 10-6. Mike Kelly also homered twice for Tampa Bay. Dennis Springer went 6 innings for his first win since May the 30th. Double-A shortstop Kevin Stocker, done for the year, broke his left wrist when he was hit by a pitch in the ball game. How about game 2 of the doubleheader? Bottom of the 3rd, game tied at 1. Tony Clark. The 2-2 pitch. 29th home run of the year. And Detroit wins game 2, 8-2. So the Tigers now a half game behind Tampa Bay in the race for the worst record in the American League. And there you have it.